Yes. I don't want to say anything I don't know the facts.
Okay, we are live.
We are live.
Excellent. Good evening, everyone, virtually and in person. Welcome to the Thursday, 21st regular board meeting of the Pottstown School Board of Directors. I would like a roll call, please.
Armato,
Here.
Bearden,
Here.
Heidel,
Present.
Hilton,
Here.
Hansianic,
Here.
Johnson, Klein,
Here.
Lawrence,
Here.
Spence.
Present.
8 present, 1 absent. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Could I have a moment of silence, please? And the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Rodriguez, so we do have presentations, please.
We do.
We've got a lot going on tonight, so please bear with us. Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to give a superintendent award, which we reserve for very special occasions. But let me give you all some context. Around a month ago, before school, a resident and a citizen of Pottstown named Melanie Cedars, who's represented by family here today,
My sister.
was riding her bike when she suddenly took a spill and fell. Got trapped underneath an e-bike. As we know, they are a little heavy. They are very heavy sometimes. One of our students, a 4th grader at Franklin Elementary School, saw it and immediately began calling for help, trying to render assistance. Then another staff member happened to be in the area, and we're going to give her credit today. Kathy Kanaski, longtime staff member, heard the calls for help and was able to come to Melanie's assistance. Bottom line, this is the type of selfless action by Jackson that is an excellent example to us all, but definitely to the student body. And it is what we value here in the Pottstown School District. So as a result, it is my pleasure to award him with the Superintendent Award. Please help me to congratulate him. Very few people in the world have it, but. We're gonna back up here a little bit. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. Come on this way. So you're gonna hold this and, well, yeah, mom, we want you in the picture.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll give you a copy, and then we're gonna ask Melanie's family to come in as well. Yep, right there. And one more. Oh. And then family, will you guys come on over? If we don't take a picture, it didn't happen.
Jackson lives right across the street from us, and as soon as my sister said this little boy's name, I was like, well, that's Jackson, our neighbor, right across the street. He's a good boy, I can vouch for that.
How about one more picture, maybe with Jackson and Mr. Rodriguez and your buddies?
Come on up, guys. Come on up, guys. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, see, now, this is a picture you can keep for when you're 25 years old and share it with, hey, see, me and my buds. Come on up, guys.
Come on up, quick. Before my bosses start yelling at me. Come on, here we go. All right.
Okay, there we go.
Good old dude. All right, congratulations. Jackson, you two share, celebrate with your family. That makes it worth it, right?
Good job, buddy.
Good job.
One more picture with you there, Jack. I can send it to Melanie with your cupcakes in there. Let me picture, Mom. Yeah, come on.
Little family.
Ready?
So.
Okay.
I like
Thank you.
more fun watching.
Yeah, she was sorry, she just couldn't make it here this evening, but she'll be. All right, thank you.
She has more plans.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Good night.
And I believe we have another presentation.
We do. Thank you, Madam President. Our second,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Our second presentation for the evening, again, I'd like to give just a little bit of context. Many of you know the Strive Initiative. David Charles has been heading that up and is the executive director of the organization. But I remember speaking with him before it was an organization when the middle school was going through some difficult times. He was simply a Pottstown resident who said, Stephen, I want to help. So we spent some time together and he gets all the credit. I said, Mr. Charles, our students need really dedicated people to help them and come alongside them, not just parents, but also community members. And he, since then, has been working daily and with much labor and love. And I'm very pleased to present him to you today to tell you a little bit about what the Strive Initiative has been up to. Mr. Charles.
Just in there?
Yeah.
Right here?
Sure, right there. That's good.
Good evening, Board of Directors and public and friends, family. My name is David Charles. I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Strive Initiative. I have 10 minutes to talk. Not much, but I know what you said about I get the credit. We all get the credit because your continued support for what we do and belief and trust. And our mentors have carried this program to where we are today. Without community-based mentorship, we wouldn't even be where we are today. So I'm honored and privileged to just introduce you to a few people, dear people, and parents, a mentor, a mentee, and I'll share a video so you can hear about the impact that is happening with Pottstown School District students. And we focus on community-based mentorship, World Mentor Program, a recent multimedia career exploration programs, and community conversations with Pottstown School District students, mainly in the middle school and high school. But I'm just gonna bring the adults up. Mr. Lewis, would you come up and just share some of the impact that you've experienced with the program and for your son?
Okay. My name's Dolores. I have actually, includes my nephew.
Yes.
So I'm his mom, his aunt, his guardian, whatever he needs at that moment, that's what I am. But since he's joined Strive, you know, he has some issues that he's working on. Where he used to be like a little quieter at the end of the line, now he's in the front of the line. He's more active in school, he's loving high school. I think, well, I have Mr. David on speed dial, but he's come a long ways. That's all I can say. He's come a long way since he's been in the Strive Initiative. Even though he's at the high school, he still goes back to the middle school to help the kids that are starting out with the Strive Initiative. So, you know, the program itself just kind of filled a gap that I couldn't. So I really appreciate it, you know, for what it does. Because I've been looking for something like that. You know, there's so many programs out there, but there's nothing like this program because it's more personable. And it's like extended family, you know, so he loves it. That's all I can say. It's a good program. So hopefully he'll be in it until he gets out of school. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, my name is Janet Walker, longtime Pottstown resident. Was proud to be a part of the Strive Initiative as a mentor. Watching I myself coming through the school district, then watching my kids and now my grandkids, wanting to make a positive impact. It's just not enough to complain about this or that if you're not going to get involved to try to make a difference. And that's my goal. And just proud to see what it's doing in the lives of our Pottstown children. And I'm just glad to be a part of it, a small part.
You can say it up more. Anything you like to say about Zay in the program? Your son in the program? Yeah, got it. And we've known each other for a long time. We grew up together, so.
Yeah, I grew up listening to Dave. His music is awesome. I'm so happy that my son got into this program because he was very shy. And since he started the program, his personality just blossomed. And he's confident, he's focused, and he's ready to take his music to the next level. And I'm so happy that you guys are here.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, I have a video to play. I have some other students, because I want you to hear from the students, like how it's impacting them, the families. And I think it's the best to hear from them. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick, you want to get the little light? The wonders of Zoom.
Yes.
You're good to go. We can't hear it in here. Never fixing it.
I'm in the program of Strive, and my name is Kamari Spraggins. I'm in the program of Strive, and I want to say that what really impacted me in Strive is how they connect and he talk about everything that you know that you should know, like teaching you things, but also being respectful about it, not being mean and saying it, and making us more confident when we're making music. And I like how, like, we had a party not too long ago, and how we all got to be together, and, you know, he treated us like family, like, you know, and he made sure we're okay, make sure our grades are good, make sure to check on us. And I like how they're bringing younger kids into, like 6th grade or 5th graders, and bringing them into that STRIVE program. I think this program could really go far away, and I really do like this program.
My name is Sherlyn, and I started in September this year, and
So what do you do after school?
What do you mean?
What have you tried after school for the careers? Yeah.
DJing and podcasts.
So how have you grown?
A lot.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm with the STRIVE initiative at the Pottstown High School. So what we do at the program is where we create and get together, and we do like parties and get everybody together and do like programs such as like we do making beats and we got the other one, podcasting and music production and everything else. But that's what we do here, and we just have fun and get together, and yeah, that's what this program is all about.
So how has it impacted you?
It just got me to the program because I was like having trouble in school and with my grades being low, and they got right back up, so it helped me a lot.
Yay. Thank you. So Carly, how has STRIVE impacted you?
STRIVE is a good program. They take us on trips and all this other stuff, and they like, it's just beautiful. It's really fun and nice. Yeah.
STRIVE is impacting me in like
Can you speak up?
me getting better at it, you know, how to basically like work with different DAWs, how to, you know,
Don't worry, I didn't go out and buy
easily through different DAWs, and just overall just how to make music in different ways. So that's how STRIVE really impacted me. My name is Keyshawn, and I work with Eli for music.
Thank you.
And I've been in this program since last year.
Okay, so how has STRIVE impacted you, Isaiah?
Making me do more things, different things.
Cool. So what do you do?
I produce
You produce what?
music.
Yay. Awesome. Okay. Have you learned more of that?
I'm trying to learn how to do sampling.
Sampling. Perfect. And you think you'll learn it this year?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Isaiah. I appreciate that. So how has STRIVE impacted you? Naija.
It has helped me meet other people and helped me grow as a person. When I usually go to the meetings, it's like a reminder that I have things to do and I have things that I need to get done. So it makes me, like, after I would, you know, remember that I have goals and stuff, so I will try to focus on them. It also helped me learn to get to know other people and learn about them more and build bonds with people.
Yay!
My name is Charlie. I started this December, and I learned a lot from respecting people and and I've been in podcasting, photography, and theater arts, and I might start doing DJ, but podcasting is my favorite. And I think podcasting has taught me how to be more verbal and be more respectful, and I really like the program.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Charlie.
Yo, what's up? My name is Sharif Knuckles, and I'm a mentor and trainer at the Creative for Greatness Multimedia Career Exploration Program. David Charles asked me to let you know how this program has affected me. And I want to start by saying, when I was 9 years old, I decided that I wanted to be a rapper. I just realized I had the talent, and my friends all really supported me through it. And I knew, you know, at that age, I was just putting words together that I thought sounded good. but over the years I've gotten better with my lyricism and my rhythm and my flow and, you know, all of that. And then in 8th grade, I met David Charles at lunch. A teacher had recommended him to me. Her name is Miss Bucci. She recommended me actually because I rapped in class that day for a project. It was about, it was a Black History Month project for Black community heroes. I rapped about the life of Tupac. So I wrote like a biography, but it rhymed. Like, it was sick. And, you know, later that day I met David Charles, and we talked over the years. And, you know, once I got to high school, he'd come visit me at the high school, and he got me to watch the Kanye documentary, which was also really life-changing and really inspiring, definitely inspiring. And it definitely made me want to reach out more. I wanted to get a wider range of sound that I can put in my music so it doesn't all just sound the same, you know? And it just inspired me to be myself instead of just rapping about what everybody else wanted me to rap about. And this year, I've started the train to be a mentor for this program as soon as I graduate. And lately I felt like I had more of a family, to be honest. And it's just good to know that there's people that are there for me and that I can be there for too, for whatever I need or whatever they need. And building bonds with these students is like probably the best experience ever because I get to connect with people all different ages and all different races from all different places that all have the same goal as me, which is to make it in entertainment, And I feel like being there for them is definitely going to affect them later on in life too, like a really good effect, because the way that David affected my life is definitely positive, and I think I could say the same thing for him too.
So I wanted to just share from the students and the adults and again, as a board, your support for what we're doing. You trust that we're gonna do what we say. And you know, I'm living my dream that I've always wanted to live, right? And Ms. Jessica Mills is our program coordinator, and you know, your continued support allow us to bring her on, and she is in the schools every day, middle, high, connecting, building relationships. It's amazing. She's amazing. I couldn't do what I do without her. And we want to continue to, you know, build our staff and continue to support students, staff, and parents. We're seeing a change. And I just say, thank you. Because without your support and without your trust, we couldn't do what we do. We know that with 3,300 students in the district, I truly believe that this is where the change is going to happen in this community. That you got to get focused, and we are focused and we're locked in with the district. You know, sometimes you just got to make that choice. What are you going to do? That's what we chose, and we're excited. Thank you for your time. Does anybody have any questions or yes?
First, I want to say thank you for stepping up because so many people comment and have their own opinions. Everyone has an opinion, right? But for people to want to get involved and to actually support your organization, what should they do? How should they reach out to you?
They can go online, and we have information online, info@striveinitiative.org.
You want to say that one more time?
info@striveinitiative.org. You can find out more information. That will come, that email contact will come right to us. We'll be able to reach out to figure out where you can be supportive as a mentor, as a sponsor, as a world mentor. We're doing some great things, and it's really been awesome. So, is there any other questions?
I don't have a question, I have a comment. The mentors and Mr. Charles don't just do little like little, you know, programs. They are in the buildings helping with almost everything, helping kids learn how to open lockers, crowd control, anything you guys are there. And I tried to do it and wasn't cut out for it. That's why I'm over here. So I appreciate you guys so, so much. Thank you.
So I've had the opportunity to know David for a long time.
Yes, you have.
And I will tell you that even at a young age, he is clear to see he's a man on a mission. He's a man on a mission, has been for years and years. And this type of project, the success of it is based on not the formula, but the people. And I don't think you could find a better person who refuses to accept no as an answer. And refuses to see barriers and only builds bridges than David. So, thank you for that. And it's pretty good on basketball.
And I'll say one last thing. You know, I know that sometimes it may look like I am the one doing a lot of the work, and I've started it. We have some mentors that started some of the mentorship program with me, but we are also raising up young people in this community that are learning the ropes, because I'm not interested in, I don't have founder syndrome with Strive. I want to pass this along to the young folk and have them really understand how to run an organization, a community-based grassroots organization at a young age, committing to our students, our staff, you know, the teachers, the parents. I believe that's where the change is going to come. No one's going to tell me different. You know, but we are raising up young leaders to take over, take reins. So something ever happens to me, there's a process in line, and we are working on that. We have a consultant that we work with, and we are working our organization to make sure all our ducks are in a row. Something ever happened, it's on paper. People know how to do it. They know how to stay committed, and they know where to stay committed. And we're excited to continue this partnership. So.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Mills. As you heard, I'm the program coordinator here. Just want to quickly say, in February, it will be a year that I will have been with the Strive Initiative with David. And to have seen a little bit of the process, to know your impact, your input, I just want to say thank you. So thank you for this opportunity and all the support that you've given us this far. And then also, I'm here to make sure he actually takes breaks. The Christmas break is going to be an actual Christmas break for him. He works really hard. He does. We all know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes. Moving right along, and thank you so much again. Minutes and list of bills, Mrs. Oakley. And could you cover treasurer's report as well, Mrs. Jones?
Sure. Madam President, I would like to present the minutes from the December 7th reorganization meeting, as well as the list of bills paid from the various funds for the period of November 2023 as presented, and the treasurer's report showing a balance of all funds, $49,021,703.07.
Thank you very much. We will move to committee reports, starting with Mr. Klein, Policy and Personnel, please.
Thank you, Madam President. We met on December 7th, a day which will live in infamy, not because of our meeting. Talked about policy 819, which is a suicide awareness, prevention, and response policy that we forwarded to the meeting tonight to be approved. We did not have any personnel issues this month, which is nice. And then we continued with our looking into a proposal on the recruitment and retention of Black educators at Pottstown. We have a bunch of bullet points, numbered bullet points. We got through 7 the first meeting, and we got through 9 this past meeting. And our next meeting will be February 1st, which seems like forever away, but it's really not. And hopefully we can finish up and then go to the next steps with that proposal.
Great, thank you. Mrs. Lawrence for curriculum and co-curricular, please.
Yes, thank you. We had two presentations at our curriculum meeting. One was from the PMS administrator team. We had the principal and the 4 different house principals to talk a little bit about the update on how that different house model has been going. So they spoke about the academics, behavior, all the different aspects. There's quite a bit in here. If you can, I'm not going to read all of this to you, but just basically a good update on what's been working and how we've been moving ahead with some of the positive things with behavior, especially. And then we also had a presentation from Ms. Baller about from Career and Tech, which was interesting too, talking and showing us all the different aspects and different types of programs and how they operate. So that was also pretty good and pretty detailed, so that if anyone's interested in reading a little more detail, you can read the minutes. But that was our 2 great presentations at our meeting in December. Thank you.
Thank you. And moving right along, facilities and finance, Mr. Hilton, please.
Thank you. So, we learned that we were reducing a contract by $37,000, excuse me, for work that wasn't done. And then we had a report from our consultant, ONS, and they looked at every nook and cranny of all our buildings and came up with $1.4 million worth of building envelope and MEP work to do in the upcoming year. And they're doing design and construction for another $1.9 million to be done a little bit later. Then when we turned into finance, there was a little typo, so we are going to do a resolution again that we won't raise taxes more than 7.9%. In fact, we won't raise taxes at all next year, most likely. And we also discussed a property tax rebate program that some school districts implement, and it looks like we will do that as well, which gives a rebate to certain deserving homeowners in Pottstown. The details to be worked out later. That's it.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Johnson gave us information in her recent committee, and we'll look for her on anything for the Montgomery County Legislative. So moving on to Mrs. Kancianik for PSBA.
Yes, January is school director recognition month. PSBA would like to remind us that we can submit school success stories to greatpaschools.com. PSBA has recently revised some materials that we can review. Essentials of School Board Service and Essentials of Parliamentary Procedure were 2 of the ones that I just thought were interesting. And lastly, re-elected school directors have required trainings they need to do. You can go on your PSBA portal and find both in-person and virtual options. Thank you.
Excellent. Mrs. Lawrence, back to you for MCIU. I already reported on the November meeting last month, and we don't have a December meeting, so there is nothing. Thank you very much. So I will move on to our student board reps. Nice to see you there, sir.
Nice to see you as well.
Okay.
Before I'd like to begin, I'd like to introduce myself again to the board. My name is Tyler Broughton. I'm filling in for Liz Adedeji, who's currently on vacation. So thank you, Madam President. We'd like to begin our report at the high school. So on the 13th, the band and choir concert was phenomenal. Everyone found it amazing. Additionally, students on the Italy trip fundraised for their trip in March and April. And additionally, PSMA, or Pottstown Schools Music Association, made money as well. Winter sports are in full bloom. The bowling team is up and running. This is their first year, and this is a big win for the high school as we're expanding our sports, so especially in the winter. The wrestling team is thriving. It's good to hear. On Tuesday night, the 19th, both the girls and boys junior varsity teams won the rivalry game against Pottsgrove High School, along with the boys varsity team, bringing in a full 57-43 win. So that was. And additionally, Instant Decision Day was on the 13th as well. And this is very important for the future of our seniors. Over 50 students got accepted to colleges, several students left with full scholarships. All 9th to 11th graders visited the colleges at the college fair to get information on the college as well. We also have been having holiday spirit days such as Whiteout, Polar Plunge, Pajama Day. Today was actually Ugly Sweater Day. So. And additionally, keystones and finals are coming up after the break, and students are prepping up, they're studying, trying to prepare for January. And I'd also like to add, at the end of November, Pottstown actually had the first play, a murder mystery called Lethal Lecture, which was a dinner play, and it was a huge success. At the middle school, they also had their winter concert for band and choir, and that was a huge success. It was also very big for PSMA, so we were nearly sold out of all concessions. So, and moving on to elementary.
So Franklin has been having December Fun Days, which are Spirit Month activities that ran the entire month of December. Parent-teacher conferences were also scheduled. They had a Dr. Recess assembly, a winter concert. They also had a Friends of Franklin PTA meeting. Rupert conferences were November 20th and 21st. The Rupert Rockstar Assembly was November 30th. Students of the month and students who got caught being good were able to spin a prize wheel. And 2 classes were able to spin a prize on the wheel that made Mr. Moyer have to wear a banana costume from December 4th to the 8th. On November 29th, 3rd grade students took a trip to the Crayola factory. On the 1st, 3rd, and 5th, Rupert's Holiday Polar Pal shop was up and running, giving students the opportunity to do some holiday shopping for their families. December 3rd was Wellness Wednesday. They stopped 3 times throughout the day to do 1-minute exercises. December 15th, the 4th grade was able to do a Lego STEAM activity and tennis with the Pottstown Tennis Foundation. On the 18th, they had their holiday concert. And the 21st, they had a Rupert Rockstar assembly. And tomorrow they will be having a holiday dance party. On November 30th, PBIS end of the month award assembly was on the 30th of November. The Jugglers 303 students attended. And then students of the month for the month of November were given a Chick-fil-A luncheon on December 1st. They also got some t-shirts. December 12th, they had a holiday candy bar bingo planned by Lincoln's LOV parent organization. On December 14th, the 4th grade had their chorus concert. And kindergarten had a Polar Express day where they watched the movie and they got to wear pajamas on the 15th. On the 18th, they had their Ugly Sweater Day. Today was RIF Day, which stands for Reading is Fundamental. Every student got to choose a book to take home for their home library. And now for all district, PHS is having their 10th anniversary musical, Feeding the Beast. And we have begun rehearsals with our entire all district ensemble. The show is coming together very well. Show dates are March 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And that concludes our report for tonight. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you both very much. Good to see you, Tyler and Imani. I know Elizabeth is having a good time, but you did it well. So thank you very much. I will just check in on the Public Relations Community Engagement Committee. As Mrs. Johnson is out today, I just wanted to update and confirm the Mother-Son Dance event will be Friday, April 19th for anyone who still needs that date. We focused on celebrating students and gave a brief piece on how students are growing and they are actually receiving something called growth awards. We, as the students spoke on, had an update about the holiday concerts. Mrs. Johnson did, as I mentioned, give an update on the legislative and advocacy events. She mentioned that the education state budget was finished and passed. The 2 highlights were vouchers and level up were not on the budget. Items that passed were finalizing the block grants and the school construction possibly not reoccurring, but private school tax credits and enhancing student teaching programs, a stipend for those. The webpage and new videos is listed for parents. If you would please, Mr. Rodriguez presented information about the new process and some more user-friendly features for the website that would allow for more public engagement. So if you could please, as public, go onto that, watch that short tutorial, and let him know, let Mrs. Johnson know if there are any issues. Hopefully the resolve is fixed, and if not, there is a problem section and instructions on how to make public written comments as well. Mr. Rodriguez also gave an update on the Power School implementation, reevaluating systems, report cards in the next, and we will have a February 8th meeting for public relations and community engagement. And again, as Roland has said, that seems so far off, but it is so quick, as I can't believe we're holiday into 2023 already. So moving right along, report of the superintendent, Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the board. On the agenda for your review tonight are consent items number 8 through 19. We also have 2 non-consent items. As always, I'll ask Mr. Boyer to walk us through some of the personnel items, and then we'll continue from there. Mr. Boyer.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Good evening, school board members. For 8.1, resignations and terminations, we have 1 professional and 1 classified. 9.1 leaves, we have 4 professional leaves and 1 classified leave. 10.1 change in position and salary, we have 1 professional and 1 classified. 11.1 elections, we have 3 professional elections, 1 exempt and 7 classified. 11.2 co-curricular, you'll see in the file attachment updates for approval and ratified for our winter assignments. 12.1 professional leaves, we have 2 professional leaves. 13.1 field trips, we have 2 field trips. And 14.1 policy, we have 1 policy, policy 819, for your, recommend for your approval. That concludes my report. Hope everyone has a nice holiday. Ms. Stokely.
Thank you. Board members, good evening. For your consideration tonight, we have 6 contracts. The Camp Hill School for tuition for 23-24, Devereaux, also special education tuition for 23-24. The Berks County IU is a Title I agreement for the school year 23-24. MCIU for psychological evaluations for this school year. And the MCIU student shared services for special education services such as OT, PT, ESY, and vision services for 23-24. Also, the Chester County IU Title I shared services for 23-24. We also have the amendment for the resolution to limit property tax for the 24-25 budget. It's just a correction in the exhibit to correct to the adjusted Act 1 index, which is 7.9% for Pottstown. A facility change order for allowances in the amount of a credit for $37,000. And the 2024 summer project building envelope, as we reviewed at last week's facilities meeting, $1.3 million, which includes the design for the 2, there's a 22 units of unit ventilators at the high school for heating and cooling, as well as the middle school chiller. Those design alternates would be awarded at a later date if we choose to award that bid. But we do need to get the design going because of the lead time on those 2 components. And that would not be anything we're approving tonight, just the design. So that total contract is $1,366,385. Also, we have an annual acknowledgement of our CMD drivers. And that concludes the consent items, Madam President.
Thank you. We have hearings from the patron of schools, please, on general consent only. Anyone signed in?
I signed in, but I yield my time, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone signed in virtually, please?
Not at this time, Madam President.
Thank you. So I will be looking for board action on the consent items. If any discussion is needed, please step in. So
I have a question.
Sure.
For the facilities report. So the comment was that we'll discuss a tax credit for some deserving homeowners. May I have some more explanation on that? I don't understand what some deserving homeowners mean.
Sure, so we reviewed a proposal which basically piggybacks off of the state PA property tax rebate program. And it actually, for qualified homeowners and renters, we would piggyback off the state's program at an amount we would decide, the board would decide. It would be done as a part of the 24-25 budget, so we would make those final determinations as we move through the budget process. But we simply reviewed the program that some of our neighboring districts already have in place. ONJ has one, North Penn has one, Perk Valley has one, and it's just a piggyback off of the state's program. So we reviewed the program and decided that it is something that we want to continue to explore. So we're going to explore that as part of our 24-25 budget.
So deserving homeowners only?
No,
what
and
does this-
renters,
Okay.
homeowners and renters.
All right. thank
Yeah.
you.
John, did you have a question?
I don't know if I still have the question. I think the point that Ms. Spence was getting to is what are the qualifying
Sure.
elements
Criteria.
for homeowner or renter that put you in the category of the, I'm sorry, I forget the phrase that.
Deserving.
Deserving.
Okay.
So I think that's the crux of the question. What are the qualifying elements that allow that?
So I can resend that information out to the board. It is currently, the state has thresholds. There's income thresholds and income qualifying tiers. So if you're at, depending upon which tier you qualify for, you would receive a certain dollar amount rebate. So our intention was to pretty much mimic that program and come up with, if we want to rebate at the same rate at the state, or if we want to come up with a percentage of what that rebate looks like. Mrs. Johnson did note that that program, the qualifications are in the process of changing, so we will consider all of what the state has in place as we work through what that looks like for Pottstown.
John.
So at the end of the day, to your point, that the state may be readjusting those qualifying limits, that does not obligate us to follow those. We may decide to use our own qualifying limits, which may be higher or lower than what the state sought, correct? We have the ability to do that. We have the ability to make the decision about
we
what
do.
qualifying elements we will use.
We do.
Okay.
Does that answer the question? Yes, Steve.
So we're voting on what exactly
Not
today?
not that.
This is
Not
just a
related
question
to
about
that.
the report.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
Sorry.
It was the
Like,
verbiage
wait a minute.
usage, it was the verbiage usage, I think,
Okay.
that swayed it a bit. But the idea that the committee spoke about was to try to be as inclusive as possible for renters and homeowners and not to leave anyone out who would probably qualify. And how could we best utilize the criteria that's currently in place that would prevent like some long drawn out process of trying to help people to get this rebate. And so the idea was that maybe we could piggyback off of what's already there. If you can come in and bring this, you're already, kind of in the know, we already know you meet this criteria because you've already provided X to the state.
Yeah.
So it prevents them from having to jump through hoops to qualify.
And just one last comment is that this will only benefit them next year because if they have a mortgage anyway, because escrow, the review of escrow is this month. It's always the end of the year if you have a mortgage, and the escrow company holds like 14 months of your taxes and your insurance, and they review it every year in December, and they estimate on what was previous withheld, and then they withheld that for the next year, which increases some people's, mortgage. And is there any way that a letter can go out to homeowners that may qualify? Well, I think that's probably jumping the gun. So anyway, it won't benefit a lot of people until next year.
To your
because
point, we did
the
talk
escrow is
about
already
that
coming
lag
out.
time. We did talk about the lag time in between. So that is more discussion that, will continue, but all of those things we were taking into consideration just to try to how we would, first, is it something the committee wants to consider and move forward with? And then two, how we would best go about that to prevent all of the layers of issues, the red tape cutting through all of that sort of thing. So thank you. Those are good points that were kind of briefly mentioned. So any other questions related to general and consent items? Okay, so I will ask for a motion to accept the board minutes list of bills and treasurer's report as presented. A motion and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then I will ask for board action on the consent items from
It's 8 to 19.
8 to 19. Just want to make sure. Yes, from 8 to 19. Board consent items 8 through 19. Could I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
And a second. Roll call vote, please.
Spence,
Just get ready to say C, but yes.
Kancianic,
Aye.
Armato,
Aye.
Bearden,
Aye.
Heidel,
Aye.
Hilton,
Aye.
Lawrence,
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
8 ayes, 1 absent, motion carried.
Excellent. Moving on to non-consent, please. Mr. Boyer.
Yes. 23.1, elections. We have, 1 for your approval, 1 administrator.
And Mrs. Oakley.
Thank you. Board members, we have our annual MCIU membership services budget, which includes the Office of Professional Learning, Office of Community and Government Relations, and Office of Technical Services. It is the district's portion. We share that with all of the other districts who contribute to the MCIU, and there is no change from the amount. Oh, actually, there is a slight change, 0.88% increase from prior year.
So what is it?
$19,820 is Pottstown's portion.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have any hearings from the patrons limited to the non-consent items, please? Publicly, thank you. Virtual, any public comment?
Not at this time, Madam President.
Thank you very much. In consistency, we will look at each non-consent item individually. So the first non-consent item is related to personnel. Could I have a motion to accept the non-consent personnel item?
So moved.
And a second. Thank you. Could I have a roll call vote, please?
Kancianic,
Aye.
Klein,
Aye.
Lawrence,
Aye.
Spence,
Yes.
Hilton,
Aye.
Heidel,
No.
Bearden,
Aye.
Armato.
Aye.
7 ayes, 1 nay, 1 absent, motion carried.
Thank you. And then the second non-consent item related to the MCIU membership services budget. Could I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
And a second. Roll call vote, please.
Armato,
Aye.
Bearden,
Aye.
Spence,
Yes.
Lawrence,
Aye.
Klein,
Aye.
Kancianic,
Aye.
Hilton,
Aye.
Heidel.
Aye.
8 ayes, 1 absent, motion carried.
Excellent. Information item, please.
Thank you. Board members, we will hold our board workshop in January 11th, Thursday, January 11th, starting at 6:30. It'll be in person here at the admin conference room. Also, the monthly meeting notice is attached, and our Act 55 requirement for school board director training for our newly elected board members. I had sent out some information on that, and there is a deadline, which is in November, but we will be making sure that everybody receives the required hours.
Thank you very much. Federation remarks, please.
As you can see, Franklin had Spirit Day today. It was snow day. And actually, I had a student ask me about the boxes and had my letters from today. So it was a great lesson. But the Federation would just like to wish everyone a great holiday, relax, have time with your family. And we look forward to 2024 and all it has to bring for our district and finish off great. So thank you.
Thank you. Happy holidays. And so we move to roundtable. Start with Mrs. Spence.
Sure, I wrote some comments.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody have a good holiday. In here, I'm almost there. I don't know what they're gonna do with me at work tomorrow, because I'm gone. So, can't wait to see you all in the new year.
Thank you.
Good thing I have my computer here so I can read it. So, Kwanzaa is December 26th, 7-day event, ends on January 1st, it's celebration. And so I pose my comments in relationship to that, and this book that I'm reading. So the potential establishment of the African American Committee is really important to me. And it's guided by the values and principles of Kwanzaa. So like I said, I use the concept of Kwanzaa along with the book, Crucial Conversations. It's a book that emphasizes the power of dialogue in pivotal moments. And I believe this is a crucial opportunity for us to lead with purpose and vision. With its deep roots in African culture, Kwanzaa offers more than just a celebration. It embodies principles that can enlighten our decision-making process. So these principles, Umoja is unity, Kujakulia, self-determination, Ujima, collective work and responsibility, Ujama, cooperative economics, Nia, purpose, Kumba, creativity, and Imani, faith, are particularly relevant to our district's current challenges and aspiration. So our district faces economic disadvantages and is at a crossroad where inclusive and innovative leadership can make a significant difference. So the creation of an African American committee is not just a symbolic gesture, it's a step towards embracing diversity, understanding very cultural experiences, and enriching our educational environment. So by applying the principles of Kwanzaa in our decision-making, especially in forming this committee, we can set a precedent for unity, collective responsibility, and empowerment. So this committee could serve as a light, fostering cultural awareness and appreciation, and providing a platform for voices that have long been underrepresented in our community. This long-term implications of this decision is so profound. It's such a commitment a committee can enhance the educational experience of all students, promoting a deeper understanding of African American culture and history. It can also jumpstart community engagement, bringing together different segments of our society in a meaningful dialogue and collaboration. So a fitting metaphor for establishing an African American committee in Pottstown School District, inspired by the values of Kwanzaa, is planting a garden in a community space. We all love gardens, right? So just as a garden brings beauty and life to a community space, just in Manayunk, they have pop-up gardens. So they establishing the committee would bring cultural richness and vitality to the school district. Just like each cultural element the committee introduces each plant in a garden adds diversity and depth in landscape, right? So the garden requires regular care, watering, nurturing. It symbolizes the ongoing effort needed to maintain cultural awareness and inclusivity in the school environment. So diverse plants in the garden representing various aspects of African-American culture and history flourish together, creating a vibrant and harmonious ecosystem. This mirrors how students and staff in the district can grow and thrive in an environment enriched by diverse perspectives and experiences. So in conclusion, I urge the board to consider the establishment of an African-American committee guided by Kwanzaa's transformative values. And this decision has the potential not only enrich our educational framework, but also to foster a more inclusive and united community. So thank you so much for allowing me to make my comments.
Thank you very much, Ms. Spence. Ms. Kinsey.
I have nothing today, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Amato?
Yes, thank you. First, I'd like to wish everyone happy holidays and that you celebrate it in whatever way your inclination is to do that. But I would remind everybody that this is a great time to heed some of the words that our superintendent continually reminds us of about taking care of yourself and taking care of family. So this is a great opportunity to embrace that experience. And I'm fortunate that I will have all of my family home with me for the holiday. At least I think I'm fortunate.
Will you be there?
Well, I know where they'll all be. On a different note, yesterday at the high school, our seniors heard a presentation from PA Youth Votes, which is an organization designed to enhance the student's voice, enable them to understand the importance that they play in federal, state, and local government, and the value of their vote and why it is important for them to become engaged in the matters of civic engagement. So I think that's a very powerful message as we talk about our mission of preparing each child by name for success at every level. One of those levels of success is how we interact as citizens within our community and help to make a positive difference. And clearly, my belief is that understanding the value of your vote is one of those ways.
Thank you. Mr. Heidel, was that your final comment?
That was my comment.
Mr. Hilton?
I have nothing, thank you.
Mrs. Lawrence?
I just want to wish everyone happy holidays also. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Klein?
I want to thank Mr. Rodriguez. The Superintendent's Award is a great way to start the meeting, and the Strive Initiative is just as good. So we're a great way to start the meeting tonight. Thank you.
Mr. Rodriguez?
I have two brief comments, knowing that the general rule is not to repeat anything, so I won't. Tyler, thank you for covering the bowling team. That was exciting stuff. But two comments. Number one, we have a budget. Bottom line, the bad news is we do not get any level up money as we had hoped for. The good news is we also do not have a thinly disguised voucher program that would continue to degrade education funding. On another note, the school district is ramping down for the holidays. The students are excited. The halls are decorated. It's good to see everyone getting along and enjoying the culture and the festivities. However, we also know that some students aren't going to the best of situations. So just keep that in mind as we deal with the different issues of mental health and difficult circumstances. For those of you, switching subjects very fast, for those of you board members who have the availability tomorrow, we will be celebrating once per year. We celebrate with the administrative staff here. Maureen and I host She does a lot of the work. But we host a wonderful little event here in the afternoon. So if you are interested, please see me. We'd love to have you. Otherwise, happy holidays. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So I will say, thank you to the staff for making, the year so far, as pleasurable as possible, for our students and our families. Being there to support the students is big, and it takes, special people to be able to do that on a full-time basis. As well, I'd like to thank the board, for continuing to keep an open mind and continuing to challenge and look for better ways, more efficiency wherever possible. And that's a great extension. Our executive team is a great extension with us having Mrs. Oakley here to help guide us in those communications and conversations and looking at what our best options are, what we can support and what we cannot. There are so many things that we'd like to do, but I appreciate everyone's passion and drive and focus, continuing to keep our students at the primary forefront of all discussions is paramount. And that said, I will repeat what I do each month, which is to say, please, regardless of holiday, whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate, please take time for yourself. Please be grateful for what you have. You know, times are different and they're not exactly sure why, right? So that may have something to do with our environment. So take care of your environment, take care of yourself, take care of your families, and enjoy your holidays and be safe. So that said, I will ask for a motion to close this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Before you go, I do have an apple for everyone.
Oh.